All right, welcome back to part two of my fibroid surgery story. If you missed part one, please make sure you check it out. I'll probably have it up here or have it in the description box where I literally talk about the pre and the during of the surgery. And this part two, we're going to be talking about the challenges with recovery, the results, and I will be showing you what the fibroids that they took out and also be showing you what my belly looks like, how I'm feeling, and just talk about the amazing process of healing, okay? And also break some stigmas, right? Like some stigmas around how you're supposed to feel when you're supposed to heal, and just kind of to walk you through my real experience with real data. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always ask me below and I will answer you. So let's start with this part, right? Like, so after surgery, so I'm going to talk about my first 6 weeks of surgery, but let's start with the first 2 weeks of surgery, right? Because that's when shit is real. That's when the pain is paining. That's when, like, whew, you are still in a lot of pain, right? The third week is when you start to get some kind of relief. The 4, 5, 6, that's when, like, you're like, oh, I look good, feel good. That's when you get back to your normal schedule. But the first 2 weeks was the hardest, and I cannot tell you how much you need support. I know there were people that said, oh, they had support for like a couple of days and then that was it. Nah, you need support. I had my best friend. She flew in and stayed with me for 5 weeks, okay? Pre-surgery, during surgery, and post-surgery. I think post-surgery, she was with me for 3 weeks. And so the third week, I was already on my feet. I was already walking, and she left me in a good place. I'm not gonna lie, but you need support, okay? Like the first week, I had my mom, my sister, like I had my best friend, like she was, I gotta give it to her, yo. She's the real OG. But I'm telling you, get that support to help you, get somebody to come live with you. And it cannot be like if you have kids, don't you can't use the same person watching your kids to take care of you. That would not be fair because you need a lot of care, okay? So yes, and when I tell you care, I mean someone who's there, someone working from home, someone who can be there to support you when you need things because you cannot walk, you cannot lift things, you can't do shit basically, okay? So my recovery, my first 2 weeks was a little hard because I ended up bruising myself, which I will tell you more about in a few. But basically, you're not supposed to walk around. You're not supposed to do too much in that first 2 weeks. Literally, you're supposed to just lay down and sleep, like let your body heal. So, and one of the big things that I did was I was taking a lot of protein. So I had like protein shakes on deck. I had oatmeals, things that were nuts that were very big on protein to really help with the healing process because protein heals your body faster. So I was taking in a lot of protein during that time. One thing I think, so once you come back from surgery, they tell you like do not, basically don't eat solid food yet, right? Try to stick to like softer food. I remember my best friend, I was craving oatmeal, so she brought me oatmeal. Like I was craving food, like just something I could chew on, right? And she brought oatmeal. I literally took a couple of spoons and threw up. Your body cannot take solid food. You got to stick to soft and liquids, right? So I was doing, even I took applesauce, which is liquid, right? Well, it's not really liquid, it's a little solid. I threw that up. You literally have to drink soft things. So like I was drinking milk, I was drinking water. Like that's basically a tea, but you cannot eat solid food for at least the first 2 days. You got it. Soup. I was taking soups. That was it. You cannot eat solid food in your first 2 days. I threw up. It was bad. Standing up was one of the hardest things. Like I literally had to call my friend to like get me up, to sit me down. If like I needed to support my back when I was getting up, when I was sitting down, you almost feel like you're learning how to walk all over again. Like you're walking baby steps. You can't move your back. You're like an old person, just like, walking very, very lightly. The only walk you should be doing at that 2 weeks is to the bathroom, and that is it. So walk to the bathroom, pee. I was peeing constantly because I was drinking a lot of liquids, and the doctor did say I should drink a lot of liquids, especially because I was on medication, heavy medication. I was taking painkillers, I think 800 milligrams of acetaminophen, and then they gave me, damn, I don't remember the name, but it's that really strong drug that has to be prescribed so that people don't abuse it. So I was taking that as well. So the drugs were making me seriously constipated. So which kind of sucked, right? Because then I had to sit in that bathroom and push. Okay, but a lot of times the liquid diet helped because I wasn't eating solid food. It was easy to kind of let it come out, right? So I would say that like liquid diet is very, very important. By day 3, I started coming out of the room to like lay down on the couch just because I'm restless, okay? Like I was restless. I'm like, I'm tired of being in my room. I want to walk around. So, and I can't walk around. So I would come sit in the living room so I could watch TV during the day, sleep off. Like literally, I was sleeping, eating, sleeping, eating. But day 3, day 4, I was trying to take more steps. Like I would go walk around the kitchen counter, and I ended up bruising myself because my doctor was like, Mo, you need to sit down. That is your body is healing. You're moving. You're making the suture. The stitches are still like trying to heal, and then you moving is not allowing it to heal. So I ended up bruising my internal uterus while I was walking. But one of the things that I think was the issue was that I wasn't wearing a binder. No one really tells you how important a binder is. I think honestly every doctor should just add this to the process. Just give me a damn binder instead of me having to research. I mean, they did tell me, oh, you should definitely buy a binder, it'll be helpful, but they didn't say like it's super important. It is extremely important. You need a binder, and not a waist trainer binder. You need the medical binder like that one, like this one right here. That's what you need, because I had the other one, did not work. This one, perfecto. I'll put the link below. So what I noticed was that when I would lay down to sleep, because I'm using my body pillow, of which body pillows are 100% important, I was using the body pillow and laying on my back. And one time, I remember I forgot to put a pillow to support my back because I put it on my head. And when I tell you, it felt like my organs were going to my back. Like, it felt like I woke up in the middle of the night, like, oh my God, it was painful. So when I then got up, so I ended up putting a pillow there to support, and then it felt much better. But once I got a binder, what the binder does is that it keeps everything in place so they're not moving around, right? Everything just stays put. You got to make it tight enough where it's not uncomfortable, but it's holding everything together. So that's what I did with my binder. And honestly, once I started wearing the binder, I felt a million times better. Million times better. You need a binder, okay? And then the body pillow was the best investment ever. So I'm the kind of person, I like to sleep on my sides, right? But because of the surgery, you can't be on your side. You can't sleep on your stomach. You gotta sleep like this on your back. And because the body pillow has the legs on the left and the right, even if I tried to tilt in the middle of the night unconsciously, it would support me from going all the way down. So it was so useful, and I'm telling you, I felt good. And it also felt like I was being cuddled every day. I ain't gonna lie, and I like my cuddles, so that felt great. So body pillow is definitely one that you need to have, okay? So I was in pain from like the first week because I was walking too much. I was taking walks. So like I think 3, 4, 5 was when I started feeling a lot of pain. I called my doctor. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I'm dying. It's painful. And then he was like, you need to wear the binder, and you need to stop moving. Let your body heal. So the second week, I literally did not move. When I tell you, I did move from my bed to the couch, but I was not walking. I was sitting. I was just let my body heal. You gotta let your body heal. I was drinking a lot of protein shakes to really help with the recovery. And by the end of the second week, I felt so much better, right? And I forgot to mention, you cannot lift anything. And even though they say, oh, you can lift little, but not a lot, listen, I did not lift a thing. And sometimes like the person who's supporting you needs to be very understanding of this. Like, I know, yes, it's like the littlest things, but like, honestly, you really cannot do anything. Everything hurts. And nobody would ever understand the hurt unless they've been through it. But you need support for everything. And that person needs to be really understanding. So my thing for you is that if you're going to get somebody to support you, make sure it's somebody that's very selfless. My best friend is selfless. She helped me. I, I can't even stop thanking her. Like, to the extent of which she helped me, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, everything. She was on it. She was helping. It's a lot. Like, you're feeding yourself, you're feeding somebody else. It's almost like you're treating me like a baby all over again. You're having a whole grown baby. And you're used to seeing this person being active, and now they can't even do shit. Like, that's the love is real. You gotta get someone that loves you to stay with you, because the support you need is beyond support. Like, I remember my first shower. I couldn't bend over to wash my legs. She helped. Like, you need somebody. Like, she literally sat there to make sure I showered, because at first I was like, I don't want to shower. I'm scared of water touching it. But she was there. She helped me. Like, even when I was, so with the scar, which I should talk about, with the scar, so when they do it, they kind of put this glue all over it, right, to make it like heal, I guess. And then the glue peels off after like a couple of days. So they tell you to take showers, but I was like, I don't want to take a shower. I don't want it to come out. I'm scared. Like, what if like I take it out and then my stitch rips? Like, I was nervous about it, but she was like, Mo, they glued it. It's not going to rip. Like, behave. So I didn't take a shower until like maybe my third day. And yes, I know it might be dirty, but I don't care, because I did what was best for me. So by the third day, I got into the shower and literally started washing. I didn't touch that area, but I just like put soap on my body and let it just kind of run down that part as well, just so I could wash it off. And then the glue then started. I remember, like, I think after a week was when I removed the glue itself. Like, I took, my best friend helped me. Like, we used oils to kind of remove the tape and like, just get, I think, no, it was like maybe the fourth day. Then we removed like the tape and everything. And then a week after was when I then removed the glue. And, but by that time, my stitch was already, solid. So once we took that out, I could literally see the line. And I was like, okay, it doesn't look too bad. But get you a friend who's there to support you mentally and physically, because I was mad emotional. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna hurt. She's like, Mo, relax, I got you. She was using oils and alcohol to like clean up the glue, like the tape that was there. Honestly, love her. She was amazing. So so you need a support system for sure to help you, because that was what kind of helped me throughout my surgery process. So the third week was when I started taking steps, right? But I was still having a lot of pain walking, and I think because it still wasn't completely healed, right, from the bruise that I had caused when I was trying to walk too early. So what I would do is I'll literally just walk around the kitchen counter, still hurt, and then I was using the leg compressors. So they give you leg compressors to use because of pneumonia, right? When you're not walking, you need your blood to think you're walking. I was using my leg compressors all through the night, yes, because I did not want pneumonia. I did not want any stories that touch. I didn't want blood clots. So at nighttime, I was using it to sleep, like literally charge it throughout the day. At night, I put that shit on my leg and I let it pulse my legs all night long. Yes. And the oxygen breather thing, I was using it like, I wouldn't say frequently, but like every hour. Like, even if I wake up in the middle of the night and I feel like drinking water, I would drink water and use it, like, just to make sure oxygen is going, because it's crazy how short of breath that you'll be. Like, I'll be like, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So I was, I aimed to like, I want to see it go all the way up, but like I just kept using it and using it and using it. I had my 2 weeks checking with my doctor. So when I went in, he was like, okay, your scar looks good. You're healing properly. I told him about the pain again. And he was like, yeah, it's going to hurt until it heals. Okay, so just keep using your binder so that you're not I stop moving too much. And I was like, well, I'm about to start work. And he was like, even when you're working, like, stand up sometimes, sit sometimes, stand up sometimes, but don't like move too much. So by the end of the third week, I was back to being active, still wasn't lifting anything heavy, just kind of like walking more. So my best friend and I would take walks, like literally like 20 minutes walk, 10 minutes walk. We kind of went gradual, so 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. There was a time we did 20 minutes, and I remember I had to stop to like, okay, we need to take a break because nah, this is stretching it out, you know. But you gotta just take it day after day. Like, you know, you try 5 if it feels good, and try 10 if it feels good, try 15. Week 3 to 6 was easy. I think for me, week 3 to 6 was easy. It's still healing. My scar was healed at that time, or I would say healed. So one thing that I forgot to do that I should have been doing was massaging the scar area, because I wasn't doing that. I just kind of left it as is. But what I did do was I bought castor oil, and I would just rub castor oil on it and then start massaging it a little bit. I think I started that in like the 5th week, but I should have been doing that since like week 4. So like just kind of, I started that in week 6, but I think I should have done that in week 4. But like, you know, just massaging it, because what happens is that fat starts to move towards the scar, which starts to give you a fupa, and you need to be able to break down those, you know, like just massaging your stomach as well with like castor oil, and just giving yourself a good massage so that they're not building around your stomach area. So I ended up getting a fupa, which I hate so much, because I'm like, this surgery was supposed to give me a flat stomach, right? Here I am now struggling with a damn fupa. So that's just my notes to self, was that I should have started the massage a little earlier. You can go on YouTube and find really good massage videos from people who have done it, and it works. I started doing it in my 6th week, and I've seen a big improvement. Before, it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but now it seems to like not be growing as much anymore. Maybe I'm breaking it down, but I literally put some castor oil in it, massage the lining of my scar, and then I also massage like my stomach area as well, my lower belly fat, and then I put a heating pad on it, and then I sleep. So I do that every night now, just to kind of, you know, ease that area as well. And I've noticed it's starting to feel better, and maybe castor oil does help with healing, I'm not sure, but it's really been a form of relief for me. So what was removed, right? I'm sure everyone's waiting. So before I go into like after 6 weeks, so when you do your 2 weeks visit is when your doctor shows you like what was removed from you. And no joke, I was shocked. Like literally humongous fibroids. I mean, look at this. My God. That was what they took out of me. I got really, really emotional when I saw it, because I was just like, oh my God, I was living with these monstrous things inside of me, and they were so uncomfortable. Like my stomach, it's literally pushing your organs so you can stay, because it's solid, it's hard, it's a tumor, right? And honestly, I was really emotional when I saw it, and I was just like, yo, thank God. God is good. And oh, make sure you ask your doctor to take pictures, because you're going to be literally in surgery, can think, can talk. So tell them to take a picture so that you can see it after, because I did. So what my doctor did, I think most doctors do this, is once they take it, they send it to the lab, and then they let you know if they see any like cancer or any crazy tumors in it, or if it's just literally a benign tumor. So by the time I went to my doctor for my 2 weeks, he was like, you're all clear. Everything is, it's literally just fibroids, and you know, no form of cancer, nothing in there. Thank you, Jesus. And honestly, he was like, yep, those were the fibroids. And I am so grateful. Like, I'm even getting emotional just recording this. Like, I was so thankful to God, because I'm telling you, when I tell you that was a struggle in terms of pain, it was. And I am just so glad that the surgery went well. The fibroids are free. I'm fibroid free. Like, I mean, look at that. That is humongous. And oh, they ended up getting, I think, 2 big ones, 2 huge ones, which were about 14 centimeters, and then 3 orange size ones, and then they had like a couple of lemon ones. And he removed every single one of them that was in me. And look at what it weighs. This is 4 pounds of extraness in my body. Like, that is wild. I literally stepped on the scale when I think in my 2nd week, and I had lost 4 extra pounds. I weighed myself in the 1st week, and I had lost 4 pounds. So it was funny, because when they sent this, I was like, oh wow, that was the 4 pounds. Like, that is crazy. This is 4 pounds. Like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm just really grateful that everything went well. And, my doctor also reassured me that everything is good internally. So, just grateful for that. So anyway, so after 6 weeks is when, they say that you're healed, right? Oh, your uterus heals after 6 weeks. But I beg to differ. I don't think so, because even right now, like, there's a numbness to it. Like, I'm still numb and still sore. I could tell that the uterus is not completely healed. The scar is, though. The scar is healed, but the uterus is not healed yet. And when I was talking to my doctor about it, he goes, it actually takes about 3 to 6 months for your uterus to heal. So a lot of people say 6 weeks. Do not believe it. It doesn't work for everybody. Even I'm still between the 3 to 6 months mark, and I can still feel the soreness. So just keep up with the massages with castor oil, the heating pads, and it really helps with any discomfort that I've had so far. After 6 weeks, I went to doctor's appointment, and he told me that I can now start working out, but not strength training, but just cardio. And he said you can start light jog, walking, and cycling. That's it. Don't do too much. Don't start sprinting. Don't start lifting weights, because your body is still in the healing process. So that's what I did. I started going for walks. I started doing a lot more cardio exercises, just to kind of also help me to start rebuilding my cardiovascular, health, breathing all over again. Because when you haven't worked out in a long time and then you go back, it's almost like muscle memory, almost like your body needs to be reminded of where you left off, right? Because you're starting from scratch all over again. So yeah, so I started with like interval hits. So I would do like jogging for 3 minutes, walking for 2 minutes, or vice versa, and just kind of get myself into the habit of like going to the gym all over again, right? Because it's when you stop going to the gym and then you try to go again, you got to remind yourself, like, your body needs to be reminded, your mind needs to be reminded. It's physical and mental, honestly. Also, my doctor was like, you can start drinking coffee, but not excessively. So like, instead of drinking coffee 5 days a week, every day I have to work, I started limiting it to 2. So what I would do instead is I would do like an apple cider vinegar, lemon water, maybe some ginger tea, and then take B12 vitamins. And then on days where I could drink coffee, then I would drink coffee, but I limited it to just twice a week instead of taking it every day. In terms of lifting weights, in the 6th week, I think that's when my doctor said I can start lifting weights, but nothing more than 25 pounds, which is fine, because it's muscle memory. I need to start reminding my muscles. So that's what I started doing. Just started with like 5 pounds, 10 pounds. I'm not rushing. We're taking time with our health, and we want to make sure that we are well, we're healed, and we are moving forward, right? Exactly. So another thing I did was I cut out red meat. Like, I shouldn't say cut out, maybe I limited red meat. So red meat and dairy are not good for fibroids. And for me, I think I'm going to prevent it by, cutting out red meat. But I cannot just cut out red meat, because I love steak. I love short ribs. So what I'm doing is like I'm limiting it, right? So it's like once in a blue moon, I will have red meat, but not completely. And then if maybe while I do that, I would one day just turn it off completely. But I think gradual makes it easier, especially for craving purposes. I'm also cutting down carbs a lot. And I'm eating more like fruits, veggies, protein. And with protein, it's really more like protein shakes. I'm doing a lot more protein shakes, but the protein shakes that don't have carbs in it. Something I did notice as well, health wise. So I used to have like, what's that, visceral fat? Yeah, it was really high. It was in the reds. And once I took it out and I stepped on the scale, it went to green, or it went down a lot. So that's like fat that's around your organs. So I think the fibroid was also confusing those things in my body to think like it was unhealthy. I used to be pre-diabetic as well, pre-fibroid, what's that, Wegovy. But now, because with my diet change, with the surgery and everything else, my A1C level went down. I'm back to normal. I lost weight. So you have to be really careful not to gain too much weight after surgery. Now your body feels good. Now you're feeling like, yes, I could eat, I could do this, because you feel good. But you got to be conscious. You got to eat healthy. You got to make sure you're eating the right things to really fuel your body, and you're moving, you're exercising, because you don't want to put on weight and then go back to being unhealthy. You know what I mean? The other thing that was so key with fitness was abs workouts. So Right now, I'm kind of struggling with the fupa, and the reason I'm struggling with the fupa is one, I didn't know that I was supposed to be doing massages and making sure that I'm breaking down the fat cells. I did not know to do that. And then the second thing is you are meant to do ab workouts. You need to strengthen your core. So you have to do abs workout. Even my doctor was telling me that. He's like, yeah, you're gonna have to do like real core exercises to strengthen it, and while you're losing weight and burning fat around that area. So yeah, I gotta do the ab workouts, and I hate abs. But we're gonna do it anyway, so it's fine. You need to get rid of the fupa. Another way I've been thinking I might end up getting rid of the fupa is I'm gonna get an Ozempic. Ozempic helps to with weight loss. It's kind of like a Wegovy, but right now Wegovy is sold out everywhere. Everywhere you cannot find Wegovy. I've tried 100 pharmacy, cannot find Wegovy since May of 2023. I cannot find Wegovy anywhere. So I'm going to get an Ozempic, and with Ozempic, it's going to help me to lose body fat. So I'm hoping that as I started, I would start to see more progression with like losing my fupa. They also have like Sculpt machines that you can use to like really burn fat. Like, it's like cool sculpting, but the heated version. It's a little pricey. I think they priced it at like almost $3,000, but I don't know if that's something that I really want to invest in. Like if I'm going to spend $3,000, might as well do that, the soft lipo where they put that thing in and suck out all the fat, then I know at least it's gone. But I would say that at the end of the day, it's my body, and I think it's very important that I feel good, look good, and I don't like my fupa. So it's new to me. I've never had like a fupa like this before. I had a round belly, which was overall round, and it was cute. But now I have like flat belly and then a fupa like this, and I do not like it. So I am going to do anything I can do to get rid of my fupa, but I will share my journey. Don't worry. We are going to find the solution to getting rid of my fupa. And also, I will take you on my journey with Ozempic as well. I took you on my journey with Wegovy, and I will take you on my journey with Ozempic as well. So here is what my body looks like, my scar looks like after 9 weeks. Oh my God, I can't believe it's been 9 weeks since my surgery, honestly. Look at my body. This is the before and the after. Like, look at the before, yo. My belly was huge. And I was working out. And then look at it now. Like, it's flat. I got a little fupa, but at least I'm grateful. And when I tell you that as of this month, this 9 weeks, I am feeling good. Like, I am feeling so good. I feel healthy. My body feels young again. Isn't that crazy? Like, I remember I told you in part 1, I was feeling like I was adulting, like I was old. Like, I thought that was the problem. But now I feel young. I feel 25. I feel young. Like, I feel like I'm in my teenage years. Like, that's how young my body feels. And one of my biggest lessons, I'm telling you throughout this process, my biggest lesson is that do not overlook issues that are going on with your body. Like, I cannot emphasize how important that is. Like, if you have problems, see it. Don't just let it sit and let it linger and hope it goes on its own. You have to, if you are uncomfortable with anything, you gotta figure out what is wrong, because your body is telling you something. And if I didn't listen to my body, I would have still been going through this struggle, and it would have probably just continued to swell. The fibroids would have kept getting bigger to the point where, like, God knows, right? So please check in with your doctor. Go to your OBGYN. If you have any issues, let them know, and you will be surprised at how quickly solving it is better than living a life with struggles. Honestly, soft life, baby. You cannot be going through shit internally, all right? Outside is soft, inside is soft. Let's keep it together. Keep it together. Post-surgery has been a blessing. Like, my pee feels good. My poop feels good. My belly feels good. My body feels good. My energy feels good. And I am completely grateful. So that is the end of part 2. All right, I hope this video was very helpful. I hope you got a lot of tips to help you in your process through my journey, through my story. And just remember, you are not alone. Like, a lot of us have gone through it. 85 to 90% of women go through this, okay? You are not alone. A lot of us have gone through it, and a lot of us have dealt with it, and a lot of us have succeeded and moved away from it. So listen, just learn and get yourself mentally ready, and everything, trust me, would go great. Get yourself a right doctor, do the right research, and just be prepared for the pre, the post, and the during surgery. I'm telling you, my journey was not as hard as I watched other people go through it. My journey was a lot more easier. I had the right support system, I had the right things to really allow me go through this journey great. There were so many things I needed to make it comfortable, which I will talk about in part 3. And I'm telling you, get these things, it would help you a lot, okay? Yes. So thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video to the end. So if you are about to do the surgery, I wish you all the best. And I'm telling you, everything is going to go great. Just make sure you are mentally ready, physically ready, and all will be well. And if you're watching this as research because you think you need it or you're having symptoms, please, please, please go check in with your doctor. And I am here to support you. Feel free to write comments. I would answer as much as I can. And if you haven't watched part 1, go watch part 1 so you can see what the struggle was, how it all started, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. As always, peace and love. Mwah. Bye.